Alright, Schlockmeister fans, we're going to watch an early 70s vampire movie. In fact, it's called Grave of the Vampire. Let's watch. Our film starts in a cemetery at the crypt of Caleb Croft. That's not a good sign. Yes, that tomb is open right up and somebody's moving inside, in spite of having lizards and spiders crawling all over them. While nearby couple's getting hot and heavy in the car, Caleb Croft has exited his tomb. The attack is on. That attack is going to end in death for this guy, Paul. As for Leslie, the chick, well, Mr. Croft sucked that guy's blood, and he's all pumped up now on that blood. He drags Leslie into the grave with him, where she gets raped. The cops are on the case.
Now, we got a young man who has been murdered in some freaky way. A young girl, half out of her mind, who may or may not have been sexually assaulted, and a crypt from which someone stole an old corpse. Whose photo was it?
The very man whose corpse is missing from the crypt. Caleb Croft.
Leslie recognized Caleb Croft's picture. This woman encounters Mr. Croft. Turns out Mr. Croft was like a rapist, just a bad guy, and also a vampire. Nasty vampire. And guess what happened to Leslie when she got dragged into the Caleb's grave?
Leslie. No doubt, you're pregnant.
A baby. Paul's baby. My baby.
The doctor wants her to have an abortion. She refuses.
You don't know everything. Olga was right.
Leslie, I've been your doctor most of your life. Now, there's no mistake. What's inside your womb isn't a human being. It's a parasite. It'll drag you down and it'll kill you.
Guess who
now,
the daddy is?
Take that parasite out of you.
One of the investigators goes to Caleb Croft's crypt. Try to say that 3 times fast. And our vampire punches him out. Sure enough, Leslie gives birth to a gray baby. The baby's alive, but it refuses to drink milk or eat anything.
Why is he so gray? I've never seen a baby with such a color before.
She tries to nurse and it never works. And then she cuts herself. Oops. Oh, but the baby likes that. So Mama gets an idea. Baby likes blood. Well, we'll nurse him from my boob in a different way. A number of years pass, and that baby grew up to be William Smith.
It's difficult to tell me that I wasn't like other children. I could never share life with whole human beings. I slowly learned that the thing that raped my mother and fathered me was no living, feeling man, but a malignant force, a cancer that refused to be destroyed. It wasn't only her blood that my mother gave to keep me alive. Her youth and her own life were sucked up into the syringe that fed me.
Caleb Croft is still around, though, and doing his thing. But again, he's a nasty vampire. Sometimes he just stabs people, kills them. crushes their heads, and bites them later. That is, of course, Michael Pataki as
I know
Caleb
that
Croft,
some of you are lawyers,
and he's now a teacher. And one of his students
housewives with
is
nothing
his
better to
son.
do with their evening. But with any luck,
He goes by the name of Professor Lockwood now. They discuss things like vampires in class.
Then if we are to accept the traditional legend that vampires can only be killed by the ritual of the wooden stake through the heart, Charles Croydon must still be alive today.
using me. Using me.
William Smith, again, plays James Eastman, Caleb Croft's son. He's got vampire blood running through him, but he wants to kill Caleb Croft. He's got to find him first, though. Here he's got a love interest. Actually, he's got a couple of love interests. The first woman figures out who the teacher is, but she has something else in mind.
You're imagining things, Miss Jacoby.
I want you to make me a vampire. Slowly mix my blood with yours.
Looks like Croft is into it. Just as he's about to leave the apartment, East. I believe this is that other love interest that was liking Mr. Eastman. And I think she's a roommate of the first woman. She lives in the same apartment where the other woman just died. And she found her.
Their very presence in the building could be distracting.
You make a groovy medium, Professor.
Apparently our professor's gonna have some sort of seance.
Who then? Anne. Why Anne? Because it is you who is most qualified.
Charles.
Anita, tell us the truth about Caleb Croft and Charles Croydon.
It was you fighting me. You calling Anita.
You can tell us about Croft, Croydon, and Lockwood. The same man, the same vampire.
Submit to me. He'll murder you as he did me. James was right hand. Lockwood is the vampire.
The reveal.
Professor Lockwood is the vampire.
Anne, look at me. Detective, would you say it was?
There is some disbelief, though.
Confessor. But you're not worried that I'm a real vampire? Or that I'm going to kill all of you in this room?
Well, maybe they should be worried. Yep, I'm thinking so. Well, that ain't gonna work. Our vampire reveals his fangs. He still doesn't know that that's his son. But the son knows.
I'm your son, Lockwood. Your son conceived in a grave. The night Caleb Croft rose from his grave. Yes. Yeah.
Eventually he's able to stake him. That's the end of our good vampire. He warned Anne to get away from him. He didn't want it to happen, but as his father died, he became a vampire too. And that's how our film ends. Alright, let's talk about Grave of the Vampire. This is something that was on my old channel that was actually reviewed by my fellow Schlockmeister Jeff, so I hadn't seen it in a very, very long time. The last time I saw it was maybe in the early 90s or mid-90s, somewhere on there. It's been quite a while. And I gotta say, I've been doing this film a disservice. I remember watching it once and being bored by it. Just couldn't get into it for whatever reason. But I watched it again now, and I rather liked it. It was... It has a weird, creepy atmosphere to it. It's got that early 70s kind of vibe to it. And it's not the best video quality. It's kind of scratchy, but that kind of lends to it a little bit as well. But also, the vampire, played by Michael Pataki, he's one nasty fucker. He slices women's throats. He smashes this one guy's head, and then he breaks necks. He's just not a typical vampire. He does do the whole blood drinking thing, but that's not his big thing. He often kills his people first, then he drinks their blood. He's just a nasty man, just a really nasty, nasty individual, and I kind of like that when it comes to a movie like this. We have no nudity in this movie, so that kind of sucked. Vampire sucked. But we had plenty of violence. Not an over amount of gore, but there was some. And of course, an odd scene where the woman is about to breastfeed her child, which is the young vampire kid, and doesn't work, but the kid starts drinking blood, and then she slices her own breast to feed him that way. Just weird. Just a weird, weird film. William Smith, who played the young vampire who grew up to be William Smith, you may remember him. He's been in a lot of movies. I remember him best as the guy who fought Clint Eastwood in Any Which Way You Can, a sequel to Every Which Way But Loose, which was a much better movie, by the way. He was like 39 years old or something when he made this movie, so he wasn't like a young kid either. And of course, Michael Pataki's been in a million things. You can just go on and on about what he's been in. So other than that, the rest of this cast, I didn't recognize anybody. I was trying to find out who played Leslie, the mother, or the woman who got raped at the beginning of the movie. She's not even listed on IMDb in the credits. I don't know. There's a couple people who don't have a name listed, so maybe that's her, but I don't know. It's kind of odd. So anyway, Grave of the Vampire, I think you can get this on all kinds of different DVD formats. It's probably on some of those multi-packs with 50 movies in it and such. I got this cheap DVD here from Alpha Video long time ago. It's probably close to 20 years ago already. So I think this is actually my first time actually watching the DVD, though. So again, not the best quality, but it is what it is. 1972, 90 minutes long. It's actually a pretty good movie. I recommend it. Check it out. Leave some comments down below. Let's talk about it. It's called Grave of the Vampire. Watch it. Bye.